wrote it was Friday like 3 times. I have no idea what day it is apparently. That's even I thought it was Monday earlier. Yeah. Within about 4-hour period, I went a whole week. Anyway, hello. Hi blah blah. Actually, that probably could be implied as wrong. It's okay. Spike can handle it. You keep thinking it's Wednesday. We're all up. Well, normally I'd have a pretty consistent week Monday through Friday at work of what I was doing and stuff. But these last couple of weeks, I've been different buildings, moving around, and it's just been every day is something different. So I have no idea what day it is. Anyway. Okay, so what can I work on today? Cause this, oh yeah, so I gotta do, I gotta do the lights on this one. I don't want to forget that. But I can copy the lights from this one. Is there really no lights in this one? Yeah. Not really. I'm gonna grab the lights from this one. Don't need those. This is the door opening, right? Yeah. So I don't need those or any of these rocket ones. Or I can just, not select any of them. So no rocket spotlight, door light edge, door follow up, no, and then I don't need her eyes either. So okay, I guess it would have probably been easier for me to select those. That is fine. So then I'll get rid of these. Okay, so I do have to adjust a couple things. That's an interesting face. So that under light currently needs to hit spike too. Oh, thank you, blah blah. I'm glad that the emote works. Yeah, this is actually the first weekend I think I didn't have to work. I had to work the 2 weekends before that, so I think, what was I on? Like, I had worked like 19 or 20 days in a row, I think. I can't remember the exact number. But each weekend day was 4 to 48 hours. It was, or 48 hours each day. It was, yeah. I built up the whole crap out of vacation because of it. Yeah, I think. Okay, I want to balance this out a little bit. So I feel like this side's too bright for her. Oh, I didn't really do the eyes with her either. I need to fix those. Because I feel like this side should be darker. But I feel like if I do, they're just going to be hard to see. I can try it. Not that one. Not that one. No, need that one for sure. Oh, there it is. Actually, that's not even it. Where's... Oh, that one. Yeah, think I might leave it without, because like I know where they are in comparison, and that's bugging me because I can see. I know that. Oops. They were, or they're only a couple of feet from being here, which was a lot darker. But to anybody else, that connection isn't there, so they could be anywhere. So I think actually it might be okay. That rim I think needs to be pulled up a little bit. Okay. Yeah, I didn't want it so strong under the face. It would make sense because it would be like coming from down here. Yeah, it's actually when I was on like day 20, I was in a call with my boss and frustrated about some stuff with that, and I ended up right after that I was like, you know what, I probably don't have a reason to be frustrated. It's kind of on me. I'm like, so I just literally right after that call I just said I'm done, and like for the day I just like clocked out early because I have a lot of flexibility. So I kind of just was like, you know what, there's stuff to do, but I need me time, and so I just like cut it out at like 2 hours early, and I'm like, no, I'm done. So I'm still not really caught up in terms of getting my brain back aligned, but getting there. Does this thing need... Well, that thing definitely needs light. So this is... Well, he had been squashed. So this actually shouldn't be, like, powering anymore. This shouldn't be lit. I don't mind having it on a little bit, but it should not be on as bright as it is. Okay, so that's 0. So I'm going to put it a little bit. Even a little bit, it's still fairly lit. You know, I might just put it at just 0. Like, it's off now. Yeah, and if it's going to be off, then I don't even need any of these lights. You gotta take a break sometimes. I enjoy I value my time. So normally when, if I have days where I'm pushed or where I have to work like that, it bugs me a lot. But if I knew it was coming and it needed to be done, so plus I have like 6 weeks of vacation now because of all the extra overtime, and I carried over a week and stuff, so I can take like another trip or something. And I'm planning to try to buy a house later this year. So I wanted to do it earlier this year, but I wasn't, or I don't think it's going to happen because I need some other stuff to happen first. So until some of that stuff goes through, then kind of at a halt on that. So I want to light this thing, but I don't want to make it look like, I wanted to give it definition. I don't want it, like this just seems weird, but this thing lit doesn't really work very well. Maybe if I do it like that. No, I'm not in a house. We're in an apartment. I'm in a department, but our contract runs up in April, and so that's when I wanted to try to. We wanted to go like month to month or like a 3-month contract, extend it just a little bit more, and then find something. But depends on how things go through in the next month. This I'm gonna have to start. Ugh. So I don't like this. I think I have to go up high. Yeah, like, why is it? Oh, I'm at a weird angle. There we go. I'm going to keep it bright for now, but I'm going to I'm going to dim it down once I've got everything set. Well, I haven't found what I want yet, so haven't, that will be coming up. Why can't I move this? Yeah, the reason I wanted to kind of do the house thing earlier, though, is right now, or they're talking that mortgage rates are going to rise, and but they haven't yet. So I want to take advantage of it before they become outrageous. I guess maybe not outrageous, but okay, so from what here? Okay, so let's see from there. So let's see there. Need this to go up, I think. No. Okay, that kind of works, but it's off from here. Oh, no. Yeah, I love when the eyes close because then I can adjust it however I feel. This is what I do with Remembrance, the entire damn thing. Up and a little bit to the right. There we go. Whoa. Well, I know it's expensive, but right now I'm at the point where I can afford it, so I would. To me, there's costs involved with it, but really, compared to an apartment, it's comparative. Like, the mortgage cost on something that's equivalent to what we have right now would be probably like $600 to $700 a month, but right now we're paying $1,300, or no, just short of $1,300 for the apartment. So it's like, I know there's a lot more to the mortgage, a lot of other stuff on top of that, but even if you include all that, it still balances out. So to where it's about the same. So I just thought let's do that instead. And then I'm at least then the money that you're putting into it isn't just going to nothing, it's going to something. And I've been saving I'm saving $1,200 a month right now to get to work there or towards it. So, but I hope to have my raise go through soon, which would make that a lot easier. Well, problem with owning the place is like not right now. If something breaks, I don't have to call anybody to fix it. I just have the maintenance people come in. So you lose the ability to have that, but you gain the ability to do whatever you want to a degree, and I kind of want that. Have a little bit more control over everything. I like change, so it's like we've been in the current apartment now for about 3 years, something like that. Does anybody here remember when I was streaming from the old apartment? Oh no, actually, you don't know me streaming from the old apartment because I didn't have a webcam at the old apartment. I think I only got the webcam started here. Well, thank you, Skylight. 6 months. Appreciate it. I'll be streaming for 6 months, so don't worry about that. Tiggle bitties? What is it? Is that what they're called now? I like Tiggle bitties. Actually, you know what I need to do? I almost forgot. Yeah. I usually do a stream anniversary at the end of February. Because that's actually when I started. Well, I started streaming about a year after I started doing animation, which was about the early March. So I usually do that, but I think now that's gonna bug me because I'm kind of short on time. Oh, change is great. Yeah, it keeps things interesting and helps you keeps you from being complacent. I'm doing well. How are you? Let's see here. Videos. I hate this new thing. So let's see here. August 2017. I got 2018. I don't have the. Well, I put out like an advertisement thing. I was thinking it would pop up. Well, can I need to make sure? I can't remember if it's end of March or end of April that I do it, or end of February. That's 3 year. When did I do the 3 year?
Just a quick update.
Oh, it's me talking about me. That was 2016. Oh my god, it's 5 year. It was a 6 year. Oh yeah, is this 6 year? I don't know math. Did I do one last year? Maybe I didn't do one last year. I wonder if I forgot. I don't know. I'll have to look into it. I swear I did. Because now I'm like, I don't remember doing a 5 year, and that I bet you that was last year, and it just completely skipped my mind. Or I'm just crazy. I have no clue. Wait, I have one other thing I can check for that. I swear I remembered uploading that. Um, 4 year anniversary stream. So I did 4 year. So it was 11 months ago. Why did I have 3 year in 2016? I don't know math apparently. I think I have no idea. Whatever. I'm gonna call this 5 year now. So yeah, and that was 11 months ago. That was done on February 24th. Damn, that's like 2 weeks away. So I need to set something up for that. Okay, so then this would probably go down with the eye. It would go faster than that. Okay. That works for that. Actually, I need to grab the other main light because I never actually have it on this. Okay. I don't know if I like that over there, but I think it's here that's an issue. I think with everything, it looks fine there, but at this angle, everything just seems... It might be just seem dark because her eyes are overly bright. Let me try fixing that. No, I still think it needs a little bit more from the front. Or a little bit more from the side here. Because this right now... Oop, alright, I don't delete. I already have one. It just needs to be brighter. Oops. I've been streaming for a while. It's my work time and my answer questions time. I think this one needs to... No, that one. This one needs to be pulled around a little more. Mainly so it's hitting her face when she churns. Yeah, I did one last year. My years are... I mean, I says 2016 for 3 year, but then last year, 2018, it says 4 year. So, I have no clue. I've been streaming since... Actually, you know what? I don't have that plugged in. Why don't I have that plugged in? I have a backup drive that has all my streams on it, and apparently I don't have it plugged in when I installed stuff. I think it's just sitting in there unplugged. So I gotta get that in so that I can actually have a more accurate bit, because I think that's separated by like a folder by year. Whatever, deal with that later. Yeah, I can't. I think it was just like 3 years ago, maybe. I can't remember how long ago. One thing with Spike here. Aww. I want a pupper too. That's one of the things I want a house for too. Because I want to try to get a pupper. I was thinking, do I want to have Spike look worried? Livestream YouTube channel? Oh! Oh, the secondary, yeah. I don't know, you're always here. I don't know why you need to be subbed to that. His eyes are not done here. They go... Yeah, I did not actually finish his eyes. This is supposed to be going down. Oh, I don't think it goes down because it doesn't work, but for what I'm doing. But this definitely does. Ugh. Ugh. Okay, these need to be done separate. Down, 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 down. More, and a little bit to his right. No. And then have his eyes go. Where is Y? There we go. Well, his Y is weird. I don't want to do that. So instead, I'm just going to offset it by having it close. actually going to have actual eye itself go just down. Or that, yeah, down afterwards. Okay, his head needs to have a little bit of further or continuous motion here. Okay, and I'm going to take the lower mouth. I'm going to open it a bit more. Move some of the clothes. I need to get rid of it. There's something here that's making his mouth weird. That one. Let's see if this works. We're going to add just a little bit of sad by the end of this. We'll do sad and then we'll offset the eye being closed a little bit. Like that, and then we'll raise it a little bit. There we go. Because it kind of looks like it's just shifting within the same positioning. Well, you're welcome. I think too, Spike's little jump here. So he starts jumping right here, let's say right here, and that's the jump. I'm gonna speed that up. No, maybe not. Oh, that's a little better. And I'm gonna take Spike when he hits that peak. We're gonna go from here. So I'm gonna cut into this time a little bit, and so he is a little dance. Let's say he's at the bottom right there, and he's not moving right there. I'm just gonna stretch that a couple. Oops, not like that. 1, 2, 3. That's a little better. I don't want to make it like it's on a cadence. Like when I had it like this, it was like boom, 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 and that's too much in a rhythm. But if I have it pulled back one frame, boom, 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 so it's a little bit different. Real life doesn't work on a rhythm like that. I don't know what I was gonna look for quite yet, because I'm somebody that would look at like go to a shelter or something. I'm not gonna go and buy like one out of a pet store or something. There's plenty of dogs that need a home that are at a shelter. I'm not gonna buy one that is already being pampered. So, but I like huskies, but I don't know if I want to deal with the energy. It would really depend on what place I get, if I have the space to let them run, which I'm guessing I won't. So I thought about getting like a corgi or a smaller one. Then I like big dog, but I don't know if I'd have the. It just depends on where I end up, really. But since it's from a shelter, it kind of comes down to like my brother's dog was. They just went to a shelter and they saw them there, and they're like, that's my dog. So we'll see. Yeah, I don't need this anymore. Okay, I feel a lot happier with Spike now. Okay, his eyes needs to be fixed here though. Okay, so I need to go. I'm guessing this is going to be different again. So this is going to be straight down. Oh, nope, it isn't done. I thought maybe it was already done. And if it was going to be, it was poor anyway, so I should redo it. I think I'm hitting the peak of what his eyes can go down with. That's why this is an issue. How far am I able to go down then? Like, if I went that far. Oh, okay, maybe I can go that down. Never mind. So we're gonna go down and a little to the left. More to the left, a little more down. Okay, not so far down. If I'm lighting her eyes like that, I probably should light his in some way. If I didn't light her eyes, yeah, they'd just be super dark. So I probably should light his eyes in some way or another. When she churns from here, I'm gonna dim them a bit more. Because I think at that point she's not looking, or she's not in the light anymore. So I feel like she shouldn't, or not as strongly the light. Here you can see that she's getting hit by a lot of light, but when she turns, not so much. If it's too bright, you can start seeing that the light is like shining at it. I had that issue with Remembrance a little bit. It worked in some scenes, but it didn't work in others. It's fine. It's Spike. If I'm gonna let anybody break his legs every time I put it in slow motion, it's Spike's perfect. Okay, so I got the lights done in this one, so I'm gonna get rid of that text. Sure. This looks like I'm gonna get that brain. Is this dinner? Alright, so that one is, or no, this one is cleaned up as I want it to be. I have to be a little careful because one of the lights that's being lit for her is casting a shadow on him, and that gets a little weird. Then it no shadow. No, it needs a shadow. She's actually helping block the light for him. What if I just increase its shadow size? Is already increased. I'll leave it. Whatever. Spike doing yoga. Well, actually, like, I think they, like, for certain things, stretching isn't as important. Sometimes it can be worse. Like, because a fully stretched muscle, if I remember right, has less power. So, like, I think, like, was it front linemen or defensive linemen for football, by not stretching, they actually get more power out of their muscles. But if you're doing, like, long runs or constant activity, yeah, I don't know. I just remember hearing about something with that, which I can kind of understand, because if it's fully flexible, you're not having pushback or as much pushback, because it's going to have more stretchiness. But I usually at least do some stretches before I do anything, just to be safe. Yeah, no, I understand a warm up. So this literally goes to lit within 1 second. But the lights for it kick in here. Okay. There. Now it actually comes on at the correct time. I want to put on shadows, but is that in the way? Well, actually, I wonder if I can. Let's play with min. Well, for one, this should be not moving by accident. If I'm not actually moving it, well, it moves though. Okay, so I can have shadow on. If that's the case, then I can move this. So I want to kind of have, I mean, it doesn't actually make sense having a shadow from his noise to the light from below, but in a way the brain's having the light from below, so I guess it kind of makes sense. I don't want sharp shadows, though. I just want a little bit extra definition, I guess. Yeah, I don't do running yet. I still do. I'm just doing like I do like a 3% incline walk. I moved, or at least I added the incline recently. But I started going back to doing squats yesterday, and I'm still way lower weight than I used to be doing. But so like I have in the every time I go to stand up, my legs like refuse to want me to get up. But the one thing that never gets sore is my biceps. Like I can never, even if I go like a couple months without doing anything and then I get right back into it, they never get sore. I've just been beating the crap out of them too often. So this isn't brain light. This is, oh yeah, it's a single person actor brain light. We have a machine in the weight room that has the support bar, so I'm not free lifting. It's kept straight up and down, so I don't have to worry about that. But I used to work out because for a couple of years ago I couldn't, had problems standing up because my knees weren't wanting to behave. My lower back was bothering me, and after about 6 months of like 3 times a week, I felt a gajillion times better. Oh, well, that's nice. That's just right. I don't think I have any spike eye lights, so I'm just going to take Twilights. Oh, yep, actually I do need to worry about his left light. Where is everything? There he is. So this is his left, so I'm going to lock this to his left. And this one. Okay. I want to get these locked before I do anything. You don't want to do a whole bunch of work and then have it all go oopsed. Alright, see you later. Oh, that's why it was overly bright. I was just super zoomed in. I'll do that for that one. And then just keep it there for this one. And then I should have a general one. Light's coming from below him, so I need to have it show that there's more light coming from below him. And when he bends over here, he still should have lots of light coming from below him, so we'll do that. Is that enough? Not enough. Like that. Might need to do one special for that shot. Okay, that should work. The lights on this are bluish. They look blue, but there's lights missing here. Oh. Oh, it should still... Oh, I guess I do. I thought there was one. I guess not. I thought there was one that spread out around it more, but I guess not. Oh well. Oh, kitty. Okay, so when Spike comes in, that actually looks fine. Because he's all blurred well, that's what I'm a little worried about, is if you look at him, he's super blurred. Because of just motion. But I think that's fine. So that doesn't matter too much. After he gets up though, I'm okay with that. I'm looking at the light in general. Okay, so I just had to fix it right at the beginning. Where's the other lights go? Should put those back. What happened? Oh, there they are. Okay, I was like, where does eyes go? All right. So left. I need to fix this right when he gets up. Well, actually, his eyes just need to be fixed in general there. Okay, if I do it like that, then I actually don't have to fix the light. It's fine as it is. But then when it gets to this shot, that's a whole different story. So I'm only going to worry about the end of the shot right now. So this is... do that. And then for this one, do there. And I like the intensity of this one more. And why does it still look brighter? Because I copied it to the wrong one. I don't know what buttons I'm hitting anymore. Yeah, that didn't even copy the intensity. Oh, okay, there. They're also at different amounts there. There, now they're even. The below eye light needs to move as well. This is a Goldiet light, so let's make this, instead of blue, we're going to make it gold. And as soon as I did that, I need to turn it down. There we go. I wish Spike was more out of focus, but it's playing with aperture at the same time as playing with focal distance can get messy. You get some weird, like, one goes faster than the other, so you get a weird blur effect, and that just comes and goes. Okay, so that looks pretty good. How does it the eyes look with the lighting up to then? His eyes are just 100% locked on that thing the whole time. So let's see if I can get his eyes to adjust a little bit more. So I need to have him go down and a little bit to the right. Oh, I did that wrong. You do it from there. I was wondering, like, that doesn't look right. Probably go a little bit more to the right. Yeah, that'll work. Okay. So her here. I need to fix those highlights.
You got a brain! Woo! Now put the brain on this rocket! You got a brain!
I don't think she looks happy enough.
You got a brain! You got a brain!
Okay, I need to play with this a little bit more. So I like having little breaks so I can spot things like here.
You got a brain!
Here, she needs to be and she's So here we're gonna drop the pucker a bit more. We're gonna put the stretch way up. We're gonna drop that O here. Let me put some angry in there.
The brain! 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 You got a brain! You got a brain! You got a brain! A brain! Brain! You got a brain! You got... You got a brain! You got a... You got a brain! You got a brain! You got... You got a brain! You got a brain!
That's much better.
You got a brain! You got a brain! You got a brain! You got a brain!
I don't think I'm gonna be able to get the look I want without the other model.
Brain! Woo! Woo! Woo!
That's much better too. And here, can I open this anymore? Not really. I'm kind of peeked out on my open. I have to watch the lines because further in, it's hitting the peak, and I don't want to. Oh yeah, and I don't have a. other model. Like right now, I'm using the Naka version of the flexes, but there's the juice stain version that gives the ability to hinge from the jaw, extra facial flexes to control, and just more flexes in general. So the juice stain ones give you a lot more flexibility and a lot more accurate lip syncing, but at the cost of a lot more time taken. I kind of prefer lip syncing the Naka models because you can still make stuff that looks pretty good, but you have a lot less to... You can get less detail, but it's because you have a lot less to work with, therefore you can do it a lot faster. How many versions I got? Well, before Naka's, it was just the ports of the KP Shadow Squirrels, which were bad. There were very low poly count. Then Naka went and did it, and that's kind of what most people have had for many years. And then Juice Stain then went and updated them to have a lot more of the facial bits. And I would say that we're still kind of in... Juice Stain's flexes are kind of the current ones. Some people are going and trying to update the rest of the model to fit that kind of detail. So wings with a lot more bones for flexibility and detail. But again, if like I can't remember who it was. No, I know who it was. Genmo was working on a wing that had like, because right now these wings, if you were to look at them, have like let's see here, no, this, that. So right now, wings are like a couple flexes. So a closed wing has 3 bones, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and then an open wing has 3 bones. Juice Stain added some where I think it's like just under a dozen, so that it has when a wing is open for a little bit more control, which is great for like wind effects and stuff. But then Genma went and added even more than that. So Genma is really good at going, like, thinking this should be good enough, but I'm going to go twice as far. So, but that just makes the amount of work it takes to do stuff just take that much longer. Because if you have the tools available, you're going to use them. So if you have all these details you can put in, why not utilize it? His wings actually would also open and close without the need of swapping a model. The open wing was the tucked in version of the closed wing, which was also pretty neat, which would come in handy. But the more detail you add to something, the longer it takes to work with it. That's the one thing I love about the Rathlos right now, is because the facial flexes are the bare minimum of what I need to get it to look good. And so I can do lip syncing way faster than I can Pony. And it has a rig and pre-made animations, so I can save time there too. But that model has a crap load of bones.
A brain! Woo! Got a brain! Got a brain! You got a brain! You got a brain! You got a brain! Got a brain! Woo! Brain! Brain! Woo! Got a brain! You got a brain! You got a... You got... You got a brain! You got a brain! Got a brain! A brain! Got a brain! Got a brain! Woo! Woo! Woo!
Okay, I already did it. Oh yeah, I need to add details to the wings. That'll help out a lot.
You got a brain! You got a brain! Woo! Now put the brain on this rocket! Brain on this rocket! 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 Rocket. 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 Rocket.
Oh yeah, I needed a little more extra detail to it, didn't they? That's why this is red.
Rocket. Rocket.
It actually just stops moving. So the best thing to do is she had been going downwards. So this was her base position before. So I'm gonna grab all of her but her that and her head, and not her right leg, right front right leg. And I'm gonna play head a little bit. Ooh, unlock that. You've seen a face rig made entirely of bones. Things look like nightmares when they all show. That's originally the Rathalos when I originally started playing around with that. The first one I put on Twitter was all done via bones because all that had was a jawbone and is a jawbone, 2 bones to control like the upper lip here, and then another jawbone to control like the below the eyes. That was it. There was no and 1 bone for the tongue. So the tongue was essentially just a big log that was in the mouth. And I still made it work, but it wasn't very detailed. But it was because the fact that I actually could make something kind of work with that was what made me go and add a whole bunch more flexes to the model.
Rocket! 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 This rocket!
Oh. Yeah. No. Because why? I see no reason to have that. Like for the eyes, I think flexes work better than bones. I like having the ability, like the current ones have a bone here and a bone here. And the reason I like those isn't as much for the ability to close or open them. They don't work very well for that. What it does allow me to do is rotate it, so I can change the shape of the eye. And so I like having that option. I could maybe see something for the eyebrows to control some of the top of the head, but to be able to control enough of the model to completely reshape it to angry or sad would, to me, be stretching things in a way that could only be corrected when using a software like Blender or something. SFM's not going to be able to process that right and clean it up and make it look well or good. Yeah, I just, again, like when somebody asked me with the Rathalos about why don't I just add something to the neck to make it look like when he's talking that's moving, like, because there's a balance between the amount of time I want to put in something and the detail I want there. So you can make something that looks super detailed, but you're going to be putting a super large amount of time into it, and that's just dumb. Maybe if that's your job, sure, but not when it's a hobby. My the fun I have is in making content, not in animating. So.
Rocket. 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 On this rocket. 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 On this rocket. This rocket. On this rocket. On this rocket.
Not quick enough.
Rocket. This rocket. This rocket. This rocket. On this rocket. On this rock. This rock. Rocket. Rocket. This rocket. On this rocket.
It's not horrifying. It's Twilight. No, I can understand the flexibility. That's actually like the raffles that I like is that I kept the bones on the top front jaw, and that allows me a lot of control. I can. It's equivalent to like a whole bunch of different flexes, which is good. So, so having the bones is useful, but also I think I'm a little bit. I've been utilizing SFM and in the way it works with stretch flexes and bone structures for so many years now that it's just I'm unwilling to try anything different. So I like trying new things, but usually within a certain I don't want to branch too far out from where I already am, because learning something completely new, I don't know if I could do that. I still like SFM, just it's not even simplicity aside for all the other stuff. I just like it because there's a crap load of models to work with, and I'm not one to do modeling. I just don't like the difficult it is to get some stuff in if it's not.
Brain on this rocket. Now put the brain on this rocket. Brain on this. Brain on. Brain on this. Brain on this rocket. Brain on this rocket. Brain on this rocket. Now put the brain on this rocket. Put the brain on this. Brain on this. Rocket! Rocket! Rocket!
I think that can work, but I need to earlier and a little quicker.
Rocket! 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 And on this 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 rocket! This rocket! 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 Rocket!
Not so quick. Then. All right.
Rocket! Rocket! This rocket! Rocket! The train on this rocket! Rocket! Rocket!
Every time I do a little bit, I see something else I can do to make it better. Got some good detail with her now. Oh no, I haven't really thought about the rocket bit with the end. Really, as soon as the stream cuts out, my brain shuts down for stream stuff until the next one.
Brain on this rocket. Brain on this rocket. Brain on this.
But yeah, I do need to think about something with that. Unless you come up with something.
Brain on this rock. Brain on this rock. Brain on this rocket. Now put the brain on this. Brain on this rock. Brain on this. Put the brain on this rocket. Put the brain on this rocket.
Okay, I kind of like that because it's smooth.
Now put the brain on this rocket. Woo! Now put the brain on this rocket.
What would I? Yeah, now you got me thinking on that again. What is like just a cliche explosion? Or a well-known, what would that be called? Like, mainstream, or I'm thinking of a word for it, but I'm not thinking about it. No, but it's something I'm gonna have to think about, because that's the only way it would be funny. The Death Star, would that work? I don't know if I can take video from that without getting in trouble. But I wonder if the Death Star would work. I could probably edit it in so that it looked like the little ball shot was that. I think you could utilize that video without worry, or that short bit. Yeah, I don't know. Oh, the Independence Day. Yeah, there's the Independence Day one. That's a very overused one. That's great. I'm gonna put that down. White House. Death Star. I'm not going to put explosion. Last thing I'm going to do is have a note on my desk that says blow up the White House. Armageddon Paris hit. Yeah, that one I thought I kind of remembered. I'm looking for, because she's going to launch the rocket, but then what does the rocket do? The other option is literally just have it like come out of a spot and then just like go 3 feet and fall. And just like with like a fart noise, I don't care. Like something just really I need it to either be a cliche explosion or underwhelming. Because the line I wanted to use with her.
Yeah. That kind of sucked.
So to me, a super big explosion, her saying that would be funny in how opposite it is. But if it actually did suck, well, fine, and Spike's still probably dead, so we're all good. Yes, but it's not in a box. Quit Spike button a box. Oh, that's. Well, that's kind of loud. The ding's fine. These need to be dropped down. Oh, and that's... Let's get this down. There you go. Yeah, it's a big floaty box. Okay, we'll go with floaty box. Okay, so is that one done?
Brain! Woo! Now put the brain on this rocket. Woo! Now put the brain on. Put the brain. The brain on the brain. Now put the brain on this. Brain on this rock. Brain on this. On this rocket. Brain on this rocket. Now put the brain on this. Now put the brain on this rocket. On this. On this rocket. Brain on this rocket. Now put the brain on this rocket. Now put the brain on this rocket. Brain on this.
I hate lip syncing because you do all of it and then you go back and you do more of it and then you gotta fix it again.
Rocket.
I'll flatten out a little bit.
Rocket. This rocket. This rocket. 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 This rocket. On this rocket. Rocket. This rocket. The brain on this rocket. Rocket.
I don't like it having, it doesn't really time right, but with the blur and everything, I want it to continue through a little bit so that it goes into where you can see it. I don't think I've seen Tropic Thunder. I've seen part of it because I think they were playing it in a bar in Winnie City once when we were there. The Megamine, I think is her name. That's from Kirito? No, that's from SAO. Oh, it's gonna bug me. I know his name is like Megamine, I think, but now I can't even remember the anime name. Konosuba. That's what it was. Yeah, I thought that too, but it's getting editing with that would be tough. I'm not just gonna put Spike on there, and I'm not going to recreate the shot because that would be more work than I want to put into it. I don't know what about Dr. Strangelove. Or that's what you're probably referencing with that.
This rocket. Now put the brain on this on this brain on this. Brain on this rock. Brain on this. The brain on this rocket. I'll put the brain on this. On this brain on this rocket. Now put the brain on this rocket. Now put the brain on this rocket. Rocket.
Woo. 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 Could do the end of the MLP movie with Tempest. Because that could maybe work. I could even have Tempest in there for a second, because then it's implying that the fireworks sucked from the movie. I even have some other audio that I could toss into the middle of it just while I'm showing it. The fireworks at the end of the movie. Using those. I have to think about that. I'm gonna write that one down. Its notepad is it says White House Death Star Pony Fireworks. That is the weirdest shopping list. It's short and simple, and then it would, because sometimes jokes that have a double meaning are great, and so by saying yeah, that kind of sucked, would be implying that the explosion that she made kind of sucked, but also that what Tempest made kind of sucked, and I like that double meaning. I think that would work, but we'll see. Also, while you guys are here, I have, and I can't show this because I don't want it being on a stream, so I am working on the card game, and I need help with ideas for stuff. So for reference, hold on a sec. So I'm trying to add a couple more cards to the pony version of Super Fight that I've been working on since November and then didn't touch for the last 2-3 months. And where the aspect of the game goes, if you haven't played Super Fight, where it's or or super fight is a character card is played. Then there's cards that work both as a positive or negative for them, and so you build a fighter with either these black cards that are your positive or negatives, and the character that you have, and it's just about disputing who would win the fight. And so I'm doing a version of that where it's still picking a character, but or at least how the standard was going to work is that you have a character. You were given 3 pony cards and 3 talent cards, and then you get to pick the 1 talent and 1 pony card to go with it, and then you play down, and it would be to whatever a challenge is if you're playing with the challenge deck. And so you pick your fighter based on what its pony and its power, and whatever native powers come with the pony, and then you were given a random negative, and then you have to dispute, because when the negatives are played, and then you have, like, we usually say a minute to dispute between the two of you who would win that fight. And so it's spur of the moment, you have to come up with logic for it. And we had a lot of fun at a panel when we did it live, and we're trying to come up with more, what would you consider not really a superpower, but just a benefit or a talent or a strength that somebody could have beyond their normal self. For instance, like on here, I'll just pull out the talents. Pony ones are pretty standard. It's like Rainbow Dash or something. But like, so this one, for talent, like there's equipped with a sniper rifle, 12 of them, can summon Cerberus and he mad. So it's like that. So it's about a benefit or gaining some kind of a benefit. And then the other one is opposite, where it's a negative. And I'm trying to come up with ideas for it, because I need, like, to fill out what I need about 25 more positives, 26 more negatives, and about the same amount for challenges. And for challenges, it's like funniest, so just the funniest fighter, pillow fight, rap battle, least flammable, just weird ones. There's also a lot in there that are like gladiatorial combat. So it's just about coming up with some in there. Yeah, I believe Flim and Flam are in there. Yeah, they're actually the same card. They're card number 52. So yeah, they are there. I don't want to add any more ponies because I'm at 90 right now, and I feel like if I add too many more, it's going to water it down to where it's just going to be a bunch of people that are obscure. So, okay, no problem, Gotchan. So yeah, literally, I'm just trying to, like teleporting could be a power. I already have, I think, one like that. Some of them are simple, some are really weird, or some are overpowered. I'm trying to keep a balance of having a good amount of simple with a couple like super powered ones, and then some that are average, some that are weird or that require another card be drawn, like can summon a nightmare and then you draw a pony. So you could say you could draw a nightmare smolder or something like that. You can't play right to the card. Yeah, it's just, I just want to try to come up with ideas, because I get this like mind block where I can't think of any more ideas, and then like I'll ask on a small chat of people and I'll get like 5 or 6 really, really quick. So having or the more people that I help with the ideas, I think the better off. And it will also help me from just like there's one, like for negatives, there's a big thing I have of like replacing their legs with things. Like there's breadsticks for legs. I like that one though. That was Michael's idea. But I always things with legs or eating or allergies, because it's just a common, or my brain gets stuck on those. So 100 DeviantArt points. Wow, that's like real money. Left hoofs stuck in a rock. I'm trying to think of like how could you, because that could be a positive, because you could use it as a weapon. You could say tail stuck under a boulder. I don't know if there's any. I think most of them have a tail, and if they don't, we'll just say that they have one. But I like that one. Well, I can't do a capital B. Otherwise it's going to make it weird. I like that. Who would win the Oscars? But I'm trying to think. How would you name that for it? Most likely to win an Oscar. That would work. Sweetie Belle, have a dream like that. No. Keurig Stonehand knocking someone's head. Yeah. Look at some of the other ones I have here. Captive an airship for positive. Leader of the Crystal Empire can summon an army of bronies. I also am making an adult deck so that it like for adult themes or like ones that are not kid friendly. There are some in here that you're not like agoraphobic. I don't think a kid's gonna understand what that is, but at least it's not. Yeah. Huh? What do you? Why can't I move the screen? That kind of scares me. Can I move? Is it her face? Oh, I mean, I can. Is that better? She kind of has like that born torn, like distant stare. Too close? I can just. I mean, is that better? There. She's there she goes. Is that better? There we go. She's really big left brain. Super magic try. The Horn of Adonis. I have to play with the camera to make it so it doesn't disappear. Oh, wow. She got into that ketamine. But there. Does that work? There, I even get rid of science stuff. You can have your picture. Kinda did. Am I good? Got it? Okay. Is that fine? And you know, it's actually the worst part about this is, they're all moving. Woo! Woo! They're trying to eat him. They're coming. They're like, no. He leaves. No vor. I like I scolded myself. Bad. No, that gets really weird if you do it on like parts that are actually like animated.
You got a brain! Woo! Now put the brain on this rocket! You got a brain! You got a brain! Woo! Now put the brain on this rocket! You got a brain! Got a brain!
There we go. This is the Twilight National Emergency System. Sounds like Pac-Man. This is the sound that happens when the Ouija board summons the ghosts. Okay, that's too fast. Too fast. Can't hear anything. Okay, I'm gonna undo that all of a sudden. Back to this one Twilight. There we go. Okay, it's all fixed. It is kind of cute, yeah. Or if you do this too, or oops.
You got a brain! Woo! Now put the brain on this rocket!
Well, of her eye is actually like fairly fine, but I'm sorry, Twilight. You're fine now. He's not happy about that.
You got a brain! You got a brain! You got you. You got a brain!
Oh, that feels sounds better.
You got a brain! You got a brain!
It's like I want to just have this on a recording, so at any time somebody states the most stupidly obvious thing ever, as if you did not know it, and just be like, you know,
You got a brain! Woo!
just like, congratulations, you can think. She has no. She just never. It's not enough. Are you calling her fat? I think that you're calling her fat. Actually, that reminds me. How is the Twilight and Derpy poll doing? Last I looked, it was like freaking 50-50.
You got a brain! Woo! Now put a brain! Woo! Now put the brain on this rocket!
I think I can call that one. Wait, is it? Oh, it's not lit yet though.
Now put the brain on this rocket!
Well, it's lit other than her eyes, so let's just finish off her eyes quick.
Brain! Woo!
But we did. There was research in boxes.
You got
I don't know. That expression right there just looks like she. Wait, if I change it slightly, it'll fit what I'm thinking. Wait, it's yeah, right here. Wait, no, it is lowercase. Okay, so this is the I just remembered I left the oven on look. Yeah, definitely. This light is almost the same size as the eye, and that angle works. I can't work with that, so that should be better like that. Where is this eye? Is this in the ceiling? The floor? Oh, it just went so low. Oh, chin chub? It might be accidental though. Oh, no, you probably just saw what I'm doing. No, the eye contrast, like I'm actually shining in actual light at her eye. It's just that if I hit the white portions, because the white is so white, it's so much brighter. So with the center of the eye is black and purple, so the white portions glow more, which is kind of the effect I would want to go for. But if I have the light go outside of this in any way, like say down here, you start getting this glow, and I don't want that. So I don't want to have it filling the entire eye, because otherwise when the eye's bouncing around, it's almost impossible for me to keep up with it. I did this in Remembrance. I followed the eye on, so sometimes 2 lights per eye, just to get the effect I wanted. It's just annoying to have to do it, because I don't hear her voice anymore. So like here, it goes down, but still, even with it moving, it looks fine. But now, once it gets to this point, I can tell that it is starting to shift over to the edge. So I'm going to move it. And this is the other problem of SFM has like a certain limited range or minimum range I have to move something, and I'm super zoomed in. So this movement right here is technically tiny because I am so. I've remapped these to like 1/10 or the maximum is 1/10 or other values. So it's like I am absolutely max zoom. So this little movement right here isn't enough to lock. So I have to move it far enough to lock it. Let's say up here. And then it's saying I have the pending change to that's the floating modification layer. Then I will drop, which is to undo a change partially, and to move it into the position I want it to. It's the only way to do it. So that would be right here. So this would be moving to here, and this one should be able to stick there. Does it follow it correctly? Kind of. Probably want to go a little faster. Yep. Okay. Oh, this one's going to be a fun one. So it goes in peaks there. Okay. From there, move back down to here. And I probably actually should be doing both eyes at once because they're technically moving together. But whatever, I'll just do this one first. So from here, let's say from here, let's say actually from right here to there. I forgot how to do that. It's, oh yeah, now I remember. So it's from here to here to here. Okay, there we go. How to do the auto motion there. Right there. That did not actually move it. Okay, don't need to worry about it there. She stops at this point. So I'm going to say I want to have this be here. And this light needs to start in a better position. But I can't actually see her eyes here, so I need to just drop it down. That'll work. That blink is fine. When she gets to this position, it's bleeding a little bit. And this needs to be moved, right? There. Okay, and I'm good. So I think that should be all the motion for that eye. Oh, missed a little bit right there. And normally I probably don't have to worry about it. I'm guessing that it's going to be hidden by frame movement, but still, I'm just going to be safer. But I also think that right now the eyes are too bright. Like, this eye should not be that bright for how much light's coming in. So I will drop that down a little bit. So like this would be pure black. I don't want that. I would say this would be at least the minimum, but I'm probably going to go to about there. But I have to be careful because, like, now with that light shifting and moving, like here, now this is super bright compared to the other shots, or to here. Oh, that's mainly because their glasses are in the way. I'm probably gonna drop it down a little bit more. I have to make sure it's also equivalent to this shot. And it's actually pretty bright in that shot. But I actually, that's why I added an extra light here. Oh, I turned it off. Oh, there we go. Okay, now I can put that up a little bit more. It didn't feel balanced. Oh, there's camera left and right, and then there's stage left, stage right, and actor left, actor right. I think I do need to make that a bit brighter. Well, I need to make it a bit brighter, and then I think this one there. Oh, that's too bright. That'll work. No, I can't have them self-illuminate. But to self-illuminate is you're lighting the entire thing evenly. By doing it this way, I'm centering the light towards one area. So, because if actually you can't. Like self-illumination would be to just take this light, shine it like this, and then just like pump up the brightness. But the difficult is the whites of the eye are much brighter than the dark parts, so I have to try to keep it centralized to the darker part of the eye. I have done it before where I had to darken that part of the eye, and I can modify that texture to do something like that, but it's messy. It's the main, or one of the main reasons it's a problem is because all her body textures are considered a base texture. They just they're all of their values all are the same in how they're utilized. Eyes, on the other hand, utilize a different texture mechanic. So while these use something called vertex. Now I'm having a brain fart. Vertex lit generic for general like map lighting of a texture with all these different bits in it. Eyes, on the other hand, actually utilize a whole different different structure. So like they can't use self-illuminate, they can't use Fong, they can't use some of these actual values. Alpha tests they don't use, bump maps they can't use. They have other values that are specific to eyes on how to work. So unless you actually had the eye itself as a perfectly round model, where the pupil is locked to the front, you could rotate it. That would make it really easy, but it's not, because a pony's eyes aren't round. I mean, if you made those as round as they actually would look for how big their size is, their eyes would be their entire head, and which doesn't work. Their actual eyes, and I can show you what they do. Their eyes are like this. So they're like little discs. Or they're like contact lenses in a way. And they actually have an eyeball in the back too. And so the eye itself isn't actually rotating on a model. It's the texture itself is moving on that surface. So yeah. But the one nice thing about doing the eyes like that compared to a model is both eye sockets are then targeted to a specific point, which is the view target here. So those textures are always going to, oh, there it is, are always going to point or look to wherever this point is. It's like a little laser light. So if it gets closer, they actually will try to, like, you know, they're trying to fight for it a little bit, like ravenous dogs. So, but the further away they get, the straighter they'll go. So if you did that with like models that you had to actually rotate, which is actually how Rathalos works. His eyes aren't rotating on a sphere; they are actually rotated physically. If I need him to look somewhere specific, it's harder because I can't just pick a spot for him to look. I have to rotate the actual eyes themselves and just hope that it's close. And if I start getting stuff that's close to him, I can't just grab both eyes and rotate them together. I have to actually rotate them separately to try to get them aim closer. So so I like the way that the eyes are set up for that, but that has its limitations too. I put her skin back on. So I think this is still too big. That should be more manageable. Oh wait, I messed that up. I just need to do it from this. There we go. Okay. So normally if I'm trying to figure out, so I can see it, I want it here, and I want it here. That's the same spots. So I'm just going to say, I'm going to pick some random point. I'm going to go, I want it to go to this point and to this point. And then where in the middle is the extreme? I'm thinking it's right about here. Okay. Once it gets to this point, though, up a little. Okay, so it's fine there again. And it's fine enough there. Okay, so where's my extremes? I think this might be too much movement. I'm not gonna be able to do this in one shot. Yeah. Between here and here, this one won't matter too much. I gotta move it down. In between here and here, move it up. Okay, so this goes way too far that way. a little flicker right there. It's like, whatever, don't care. I can have that light minimal anyway. Okay, I'm not worried about where it's going first. So I want it to go here as its final resting spot. And so this is coming, it's too high, so I need to go down. One more. Down more. One more. One more and a little to the right. Sure. So this needs to go down. Here. This is just off in general. It's not, the texture's not even rigged to it. It's literally like the, see how this is called vertex lit generic? If you actually open up a, an eye texture, so there's going to be two different eye textures. So there's going to be your eyeball, which is going to be your eyes. And so it says base texture, and so the base texture of an eye is the white part of the eye. So that's the eyeball. And so if you want to color it different color, this is where you would do that. So if I actually go and open up the eyeball texture, it's just going to be these. You can't even barely see it. It's like a 4x4 pixel. 4x4 pixel just white spot, because it's just stretching the same color all over, so it doesn't need to be big. But then there's medium and small. Medium and small are going to just be the same thing. It's just the pupil that it's going to be pointing to that's different. So it says it's base texture, and then it's iris. So the iris is going to be the actual pupil. So this says pupil R. So pupil R doesn't actually have a VMT tied to it, or a actual texture material file, because the material file is what gives the information on it. Well, this eyeball file is handling all that. So it's just pulling this. And so if I open up the large pupil, that's all this actually is. The black portion here is, if I go to the alpha channel, you're going to see is it's only just saving the center bit. Everything outside that circle is transparent. So it's just going to be moving that on top of the other texture. And then the functionality of how that works is all just within the engine. So it's what allows in the game to say the target is looking at this person, and it locks their eyes on that person, and they, no matter how they move, they're going to keep looking at that person. Yeah. So you can change like a pupil to whatever you want. I override pupils all the time. I want a smaller one, or say I wanted a more like a slit for like a kind of a snake looking thing. Yeah. So you can just change that to whatever you want. When I originally started out, I was always confused because I thought eyeball was what you needed to replace, but you don't want to do that, it gets weird. How do I just find this? Okay, so her. Actually, the end is pretty good. Just me a little bit to the left and down. Okay, from then on, I should actually be fine. So, okay. So, the intensity of this one, I want to copy. So the intensity of this one, kind of. So when the door opens here, or when she turns her head there, I want to have it be at the max or the higher brightness because I want her eyes. And actually, I can probably, as this door crosses her face, increase the brightness a bit. The other thing I need to worry about is, and I probably should do this in the other shots too, so when her eyes go to close, she's therefore blocking the light. The light shouldn't be super bright when her eyes are closing. So right here to here, and then whatever it is to her max open. They should actually be at probably almost 0. Actually, I'm just going to go with 0. L. And then I'm going to do it like this. Man, why are you so bright? Settle down. Again here to it's like she's like stub her toes like ow. Okay, so this will be 0. I think this needs to go quicker. Okay. She doesn't actually close her eyes. But then like right here, I feel like the brightness is too high. So I'm just gonna bring it down like half. And I think then I'm going to take this main one. I'm going to put a second one. So I have the one from the side so that it's giving a kind of just a bright spot coming from one direction. But I think I need to have just more in general. Move it back. I think that might do it. Yeah, because here it's a lot brighter too. The puppers. Oh, God, it's been forever since I've seen that movie. Why is this? Okay, so this one. Oops. Don't want to do that. This one's running super efficient. Because I got. But this one is as efficient as it's going to get, isn't it? Just got so much crap in this room. Well, kind of, actually. I don't need a lot of this stuff in this room. Let me make sure I have. Yeah, I do. So I want a better representation of this shot. So, rocket. So I don't want those going away. Or the rocket wall base. Or the catwalks, or the hatch. So it's going to be all these. So these aren't even on camera. Yeah, they're invisible. As long as I have a shot to copy from, I don't care about deleting them. Even if I have to, I'm not really all that worried about it. But these models are killing the processing. So the camera is seeing up to this wall. Oh, it's really locked right there, so I can go up and delete anything up to there. I think. You could probably even do more than that because the wall's in the way, but these I'm safe with. So how I did this, gotta manually select the crap. But I want to have more than just like 25 frames per second for previewing. I hate that you'll be working on something and you'll be working on it with a low frame rate because of all the stuff in a shot, and then you go and render it and you realize that it looks completely different at a higher frame rate. So barely crosses the catwalk here, so I can get rid of probably pretty easily these. Get rid of one. I'd probably get rid of one more. Yep. Which ones are these? Okay, I don't think I want to get rid of these ones. This is getting a little close. So I'll keep those there. But let's see how this previews now. Oh yeah. Now I'm at least at 20. It's a little bit better. I think I already adjusted the floor, so I have a single model. I have a ceiling still. Why do I have a ceiling? I don't need a ceiling. Well, no, I don't need a ceiling. Do I even need this? This was not even. It wasn't even doing anything. It's like hovering. This wall's not even visible. Where's this wall? What are you doing? Okay, so it does kind of play in. Yeah, actually that wall is kind of important. Can I I'm gonna cheat it. So we're gonna get rid of this wall. And we're gonna just increase the size of this one. Nobody will notice. Actually, I think I have it set up where that corner is too dark to see anyway. Yeah. Okay, is there anything else I can get rid of? I don't think so. Poop. No, I can't get rid of any of the lights. Get rid of that now. No, I can't get rid of that yet. If I accidentally, oops, I don't want to lose lip sync. Oh, the frame rate's only low in preview because I was trying to preview all the stuff running at once. When you go to render, whatever the render quality is, because like if I have a high render setting, which normally I would definitely up this quality, you can see when I go into the clip mode here, it'll slowly start doing these little pops of quality. Oh, I gotta do this in here. So, as it's going through multiple layers, and you can see down here, it shows the sample number. So that's where it's figuring it out. Once I get to this point, right? So right now the preview is done, and this is what it would look like in actual render. So when no matter how much process of stuff it has to do, it just takes longer to do each frame then. So the problem is. So if I have a low preview low preview frame rate, when I do go to render, it's going to have to process all that stuff in the background. So if I'm running at 10 frames per second, that means that when I go to render, it's going to be eating all that processing as well. And so if I can make it easier in my preview, it's going to speed up my render and post anyway. So normally when I'm all done, I would really go in through and clean house. But right now I want to try to maximize my previews so that I don't run into that issue of I go and look at the render later and say, now this doesn't actually work. So like say for instance, the light moving in the eye, I might say on a low frame rate that looks fine, but then you go and look at it at a consistent locked frame rate on a render, and you'll notice micro bumping around that just is distracting, and you don't know that until it renders. So I usually try to do preview renders. I just have not done preview renders for probably 2 years now. I keep forgetting about it. But then there's other shots, like because this one has all those models back here, and these aren't just singles, these are like double layers, because the front layer is transparent and then it goes back to the one that isn't. If you go to a shot that like this one doesn't have all that, so it's previewing at 40 frames per second. Well, the main thing that's killing it isn't just models, it's shadowed lights. The more shadowed lights you have, the more it has to process, because a normal light will just say, if I hit a surface, no matter what's in my way, I'm going to light it. But a shadow light has to then calculate, oh, I hit this first, so now don't go any further. So some of these I usually would mark with an S if I start running into maximums. But like, so this one is shadowed. So I can even look at it. Do I need this one shadowed? I think so. Yeah, it creates a nice shadow on her face. So I need to keep that one shadowed. What about this one? Is this even doing anything? Okay, so that one's important. It is creating a lot of light, but is the shadow important? I can see it has an effect, but I don't think it's going to matter. Yeah, I really don't notice the difference, so I'll just keep shadows off with it. That'll help for processing. Just little things. SFM can only handle... no, like, what I mean by tiers for preview renders is that I used to say, okay, I'm liking how this is looking. I'm going to render this out overnight. And then tomorrow I'm going to load that in like Premiere or After Effects. Well, After Effects, because Premiere's bad with frame, or when you do frame PNG sequence animations. So I'd load it in After Effects, and then I would look at it and say, how is this looking? And I used to put those on Patreon all the time. But I have not done that in a while. Mainly because I just kind of forget. The stream's over, I quit the program, I go about doing other things, and then I never open it back up again before I go to bed. Because the if I want to render it at decent quality, I'm probably going to put it at like 64 by 64. And so on this shot, it's like 3 to 4 seconds a frame. Is there any others that are even worse? Yeah, like that one's going to be pretty bad. And 3 to 4 seconds isn't that bad, but this is 61 seconds at... What's my frame rate? 24. I might actually switch this to 30. Can I do the override for... I don't think I can. So, this is the one thing that took me forever to figure out what the hell happened here. So, if you change the frame rate from 30 to 60 won't cause that problem, but if you're changing from like 24 to 30, there's going to be times where the frames might not match up exactly. So if you go to do that, this software is going to yell at you when it starts having frames that are in between actual frames, and that's what's happening here. So it's saying somewhere around here there is a frame or frames that is not actually on or matching up. So I usually select them all, and you shift a little bit so I can see this one's a little off. That one's a little off. And it's found mostly errors. So let's do this. Oh, doesn't want to go that way. I just want to keep it as close as I can to this. I usually like doing 24, but 24 works a lot better for slower paced cinematic type videos. This has a little bit more action in it, and it might have too much blur. But I don't like 60. Okay. Just want to make sure these are matching up. And I shouldn't have to worry about in the shot too, because there might be a frame at the beginning that might not match up or something, or it might be repeated, but it's going to be so small I'm not worried about it. But this might throw some things off throughout the video. But I'd rather do it now than later. Okay. The other thing that's kind of sucks to do still is there is an override for shutter speed, but I know I send this. Yeah, I have a Patreon. All I have on there right now is that I'll just post previews if I have them. I'm not one for making a Patreon a job, so I'm not going to make a whole bunch of tiers of support that I'm requesting. It's just people requested a way to support, and just to support, so I just gave them a means to it. I'm not making a job out of it. Shutter speed, I brought this up before, but I find it important, is a very important value that you want to tie with your frame rate. Why do I not have a calculator on there? There we go. So right now it starts at 0.0208. So the mathematics for a frame rate, at least a comfortable shutter speed, to tie with your frame rate is, there's just a simple math equation. So if your frame rate is, or your shutter speed should be 1 over double your frame rate. So if your frame rate is 24, which this is what it defaulted to, so SFM builds the shutter speed for. So if it's 24, it'd be 1 over 24 times 2, or 1 over 48. So if I do 1 divided by 48, 0.0208. That's exactly what they put there. So if I'm going to swap it to 30, and if you default, or if you create a save file at 30 frames per second, this is one of the reasons they ask at the beginning, it will automatically correct it or adjust it to what it should be. So if I want a 30 frames per second to be 1 over 60, which should be 0.01667. Not minus, 0 divided by, 0 minus 0, okay. It'd be 1 divided by 60, which is 0.01667. So, because the shutter speed, the longer the shutter speed, the more blur you're going to get. That's why it's at 208. It's a higher number, because at a lower frame rate, you need more blur to connect the frames. So at 60, I believe it's 0.0083 or something, which would be 1 over 20, or 120 then. 1 divided by 120 is 0.0083. So you have to adjust these if you change your frame rate midway through. So this would be 0.016. I think it only does 167, but at that point it's not going to matter. If you want to, you can do like say 24 frames per second or 30 frames per second and utilize the shutter speed of like 60 of 0.008. You can actually get down, I think, to 0.001. The problem with that is you're going to have very choppy looking movement. The motion blur helps connect 2 frames so that the motion blur will help blend it to the next position. But if you put it really low, it literally would feel like it's teleporting and it gets super choppy, which maybe that's what you're looking for. The new Spider-Man movie, the animated one, kind of has that for the comic book feel. It doesn't have any of the motion blur, so it kind of feels like a little bit more of a choppy look. And really, if it comes down to it, for a style, that's fine. But you can override all these values in rendering, but I don't like doing that. I used to, then it feels like you're forcing things. But it also means that you can go and adjust the motion blur per shot. If you have a super, super high action shot with a lot of motion going on, maybe the motion blur is too much. So you can go in there and lower the shutter, lower the shutter speed so that you reduce that motion blur. It might become a little choppy, but maybe that's fine. Let's do this one. I've done that for, let's do this one just in case. I did that for, I think, chemistry. Some of the higher action spots, you'll notice that the motion blur, some it feels a little bit more choppy. That's because I drastically dropped the shutter speed to make it work better. One more. Okay. Alright, so then that one shot where Spike gets yanked, or when he starts falling here, now he'll actually have less blur. Not by much. The difference between 24 and 30 is minor, but if I were to go to 60, that actually is quite a bit of a difference. Just as a comparison, so like Spike getting yanked to fly away right here. So this is how much motion blur, even at 30 FPS, it would be. But if I were to go in here to this camera on here and go to the frame rate then for 60, 0.0083, that's the amount of motion blur, which is a lot less. I'm just going to put it on the big screen. I'm still used to working in that corner one. So yeah, so this, and actually I'll put a higher motion blur on there. This compared to that. And then if I went to the 24F frames one, so that's what it was before. And that's a lot more blurred. And then again, 60 FPS. Oh, and if you're curious too, the sample numbers, I wonder if I have it saved in here. I had done a full render test preview thing, where I went over all those values to do a comparison. Maybe I deleted it. And it's actually good information to have. Trying to remember when I did it. I actually ran across it last night again when I was going through stuff. My Twitter has some weird shit on it. I think it's close. Oh, it was before BronyCon? Oh, here it is. Okay, so this is the comparison. So this is 8 passes of depth of field. So you can see literally, if you look close, you see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So there's essentially 8. It's taking the image and like shifting it a little bit to give it that blur effect. And every time it does an increase in passes, it increases that number. So you can see at 8 passes, 16, 32. I usually try to render at the absolute minimum at 64. But I've been trying to do, or I try to do 128 on average. And if I have time, I do 256. But you can even see that down here, if I put it over, it's going to do the text. That 1024 does have some nice quality, but I did a test not only for determining quality, but also the amount of time it takes, and it is literally a doubling. So the amount of time an 8 takes, if an 8 takes 1 second to render, a 16 takes 2, a 32 takes 4, 8, 16, 32, 64, 128. So it's 128 times longer to render that over 8 passes. So, or if you want to look at another way, if you feel comfortable with 256, it's 4 times longer to go up to 1024. And 256 on even decent ones can sometimes take like 20 to 30 seconds. 4 times longer, you're looking at 80 seconds, a minute and a half a frame, times 30 frames a second. So you're 30 minutes a second, and on a 60-second video. That starts getting into some like multi-day renders, and I hate that. So that's why I don't tend to do the very bottom quality. Especially since if you mess up, it's hard to do correction renders because you just don't have the time for it. I don't render during the day. Only time I've rendered during the day is because I'm like, oops, it is Wednesday. I fly out tomorrow for convention and I need to fix something. Yeah, they probably added like the equivalent of a 3D smear frame. I haven't actually seen it yet, but I've just from the trailers and stuff I've noticed that. Well, I have Twitter light mode on my PC. I tend to use dark mode on my phone. Actually, you know what? I think I have even light mode on my phone right now. Yeah, I do. I do. I'm not a hermit. Well, I'm not a hermit in that regard. I'm definitely a hermit in that I don't socialize outside or when I'm in this chair other than stream. Okay, so I think her eyes then are fine. I really think I need to test run of that because I think the light might be bouncing like right here. I can see it shifting a little bit. And I might have to play with that. But that's what preview renders are for. So I might try to do one of those tonight. I'll probably forget. And then, like, next stream I'll say that, oops, I forgot and didn't do that, sorry. So just a heads up, but I'm going to try. It'd be nice to get it on Patreon because I don't post stuff there enough. I usually post a video a couple days early or something, but...
Rocket science! Woo! Rocket science! Woo!
It's like an 8-bit dog. I think there's a lot of stuff I missed out on this one.
Science! Science!
I'm actually looking at anything, so I can kind of go a little more extreme with it.
Science! Rocket science! Rocket science! 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 Woo!
Actually, this isn't even done. Like, her eyes just literally open. Yeah, might need to go over this one again. I think I missed some stuff.
Science! Woo! Science! Science!
She's looking at us like, what the fuck is it? Okay, now I want to do it this way. I think I want to delay that down a little bit more.
Science! 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 Rocket science! Woo! Rocket science! Rocket science! Science! Rocket science! Science!
She is not pure wide. I want to go as wide as possible here.
Science! Science!
I already determined I don't want to actually have her eyes closed here.
Rocket science! Rocket science! Rocket science! 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 Rocket science! Woo!
I don't think her eyes are set to go down. Oh no, they are set to go down. I don't think they're going down enough though. Okay, I'll leave it at that. And I don't like having all this split. It's like she wants to sneeze. That's a cute sneeze. Okay. What are some of the challenge cards? Well, I have them up there, but it's more fun here. I had to rewrite a few too, because after playtesting, like, so there are some of the death ones, but like one of them is like manager of Rarity's newest boutique. I have a couple wild cards in here too. Jump the shark. There's so some of these I'm trying to simplify them because they could be complicated, but like one of them is trick or treat, and it's draw a pony card, and each player decides the costume. So it's a pony is drawn, and who could build the best costume. So it's Luna with these powers. So the challenges don't have to be about fighting or anything. It's about a competition to win, and it doesn't even have to be about being the best at something. This one's probably my favorite. Start a car, no magic allowed. Sounds easy. It's actually harder than it sounds. I think I added some of those, like best potato. But there are other ones. Best villain, worst villain. So it's not just about winning a competition, whether or not it's to be the actual winner or to be the worst at something. So the whole point of the game is to be funny, but to allow people the creativity to make of it what they want. That's where it kind of comes in here. Difficulty. Oh, sorry that your fan. I was I'm working on a pony super fight. I already had some like test decks made for Ciderfest to test out the idea, and it worked out very well. So I'm trying to add a couple more to it to complete the decks, so that, because right now, I mean, these are the amount of cards total, but I'm trying to get up to enough so that, because Super Fight comes in like a single box, I am doing it so that the total amount of cards would come to, let's see here. I need to get to 396 total, and I'm at 257. So I need 139 more. So, because then the boxes come in sizes of 400. So 396 would fill the box. Actually, hold on. Yeah, I'm ahead of you on that. Actually, erase a card. There are a couple cards that aren't even pony. They are other things completely, just because it throws a little bit of a more fun thing in there. So, like, there's one of them that's black and red Alicorn. So just the ones like that. Poggers. No, like the actual pony cards, like character cards for it, I'm done with. I needed to figure out 90. Yeah, I need to figure out 90 of them, and I have 90. I could easily fill out, because I have to do steps of 18. I could definitely get up to another grouping, but it wouldn't fit the box then, and I feel like it'd water down. So I broke it up. So there's 90 character, 108 positives, 108 negatives, or talents and misfortunes I'm calling them, and then 90 challenges, and then that would fill the box completely. So, well, it would fill the box but 4 cards short, but they come with little inserts so that I could fill it anyway. So, anyway, but yeah, if anybody has any ideas for things that they want to see in there or you think that would be funny, I mean, I have 84 of each talent and misfortunes, so I mean, I already have quite a few, and so the obvious ones are done. I'm just trying to find out some fillers. So, and any adult ones, like super adult themed ones, I'm working on that too. So, anyway, yeah, just let me know. Like, send me a note on Twitter or something. Otherwise, it's after 9 today, so I'm gonna be done on here. But yeah, I want to try to finish like all the cards so that I can start printing them within the next week. The problem with it is it takes time to do the stuff in Photoshop because I need a PDF of each. So I have this like big elaborate layered spreadsheet or layered PDF file where I can just slide in all the text and shift everything around to have all the cards made just off the single file. Just a Joker card. I really the cards themselves I'm making to do like simple text, black text on a colored card, but it costs no extra to just literally make them as detailed as I want with as many colors as I want. So I could literally put anything I want on it. I'm not limited. I'm just keeping it simple right now because, for one, I'm not an artist. 2, there's a lot of cards even if I was, I feel that sometimes that's too distracting, and any card with art on it is a win-all because it is art. It's fancy and special. There's Cards Against Humanity, like some people for the Derpy card put Derpy on there, and I feel like that almost gives that card a huge advantage, and so I don't want to do that. Thanks, Blurred, blah blah. Thanks for coming. So, but yeah. So I will be done. I will be back Friday. I don't see any reason why I can't be. So I think work's slowed down enough for us. Pretty sure it'd be fine. So, anyways, have a good night, guys. Have a good week, and I'll see you Friday, maybe. Oh yeah, kitty button. There you go. Meow meow. We'll send some good. Send me lots. Where's Kitty? Oh, Kitty's not in the room. I'm sorry. Alright, bye bye.